Your friend Uncle Reverend Latimer, Tiberius Hogwaller the Third, at your service again this evening. Now, I'm here to bring you the second installment of proper male etiquette. So ladies, I'm going to have to ask you to skedaddle again so I can talk to those drones that you allow to live with you. So go on, figure out how to make sure that we don't burn the house down tonight, because we do some dumb stuff like that. And y'all have a good evening. I promise you that y'all men folk are going to treat you right soon. If they don't, you tell your Uncle Latimer. He'll send number 42 to deal with them. Now, let me give you a second to leave. While y'all leave, I'm going to have myself a Latimer. That's good. Fellers, and now they out. Those ladies out, fellers. Now they gone. They are? Good. Let me talk to you about the second thing. Now, last week we talked to you about proper potty etiquette. And you need that. But here's another one. Once you have mastered toilet training, as I like to put it, you move on to the next step, which is learning how to treat your lady right on a date. So let's start off with the first thing you do. You ask. You do not just club her over the head and drag her off. You ain't no caveman out there. Father frowns on that type of stuff. No misogyny up in here. You go to her house, you give her a box of chocolate, and you say, would you please go out with me on such and such a date to such and such a location? And you don't burp like Uncle Latimer just did. Make sure you wash, make sure you clean. Make sure you don't smell like no man bits. Everybody knows that guys, when they get too sweaty, smell like butt. Don't smell that way. Don't smell that way. And again, remember the chocolates and ask out. Now, if she happens to say yes, here's what you need to do. You say you're going to bring her out at 6, you be there 5:35. You get there a little bit early. You wait. You introduce yourself to her parents. You go inside, you talk nice to them. You promise you'll have her back at the right time. You do everything you're supposed to, especially if Daddy got a shotgun. If Daddy got a shotgun, you promise to bring her home a half hour before he said so. Unless it's like right now-ish. Then he just crazy. But also understand, unless he's really wanting to get a murder charge put on him, he probably ain't gonna fire that bad boy at you. And then when she comes down, compliment her, fellas, compliment her. Tell her she looks pretty. Tell her she looks prettier than the sun on a summer day, shining off of a beautiful lake full of beautiful fishes, covered by beautiful shiny water, surrounded by lilacs and lilies and marigolds and all other sort of fragrant flowery things. Just compliment her. Tell her her hair looks nice. Every woman likes to hear that. Now, let me tell you, do not say your boobs look nice. That one will not work. We've lost a few. We've lost a few testers on that one. They said that they did not come home. Moment of silence. Done. Now, when you go out, I suggest you take her to a very public place on your first date. Very public place, like, I don't know, a nice restaurant, a popular restaurant, not the most expensive. You're not trying to be fancy hoity-toity, because then she's going to think you rich. And we all know that you live on ramen noodles and mac and cheese. We know that's what you survive on there, children. You take her to a nice place, like a middle-of-the-line, higher middle-level restaurant. And you take her in there, you open the door for her. You smile at her, you let her, then if it's a restaurant that has chairs, you pull the chair out for her, and then it comes time to order. Always get an appetizer, but let her pick the appetizer, because she's going to pick something good. And even if it's something you don't like, you eat it. And you smile. Unless it's calamari, if it's squid, you might have a little bit of wiggle room, because they're all wiggling, and no, nobody want that. But you let her pick the appetizer, you eat it, and you order food. Now, don't be afraid to eat around your lady, but don't sit there and be like, oh, I want a hamburger. Don't do that. Get something nice. Get the fried chicken. Get the antipasta, something. But if you get a hamburger, she's gonna think you're bland and gray, like a general of the middle of the road politician, gray. And nobody wants to be gray, because then you're boring. And no woman wants a boring man. So order something nice. Now, if you're a macho man, I guess you could go get yourself a steak. But at the same time, let the woman order first. Let her order first. Let her pick what she wants. And don't try to let her get a salad just because. I mean, children, come on. Let the lady eat what she wants, and then order yourself some. And make sure y'all got the money to cover this. Do not take her to a place you can't afford unless you're just gonna get the appetizer salad. Don't do that. That'll make you look cheap and tacky. Ain't nothing good about that one, children. Ain't nothing good about that one. Now, the next thing you need to do is offer her a dessert. Oh, I messed up. Before that, have good conversation skills. Good conversation skills are better than dessert. I think a good conversation will beat out a piece of Napoleon pie in a heartbeat. And I like my Napoleon pie, children, so you know exactly how important that is. But talk to the lady. And focus on her. Focus on her. Talk a little bit about yourself, but make sure she's the center of attention because she likes that. If you focus on you and just talk, Uncle Latimer, I'm so great, Uncle Latimer, they're going to think you narcissistic and not want anything to do with it. Then you order dessert. After you order dessert, you compliment her again. You talk some small talk again. Make sure it's mostly about stuff that she likes. And then you take her home. When you take her home, get her home on time. Make sure she's comfortable. Get out the car. Walk around the front. Always walk around the front of the car. If you don't walk around the front of the car, she's going to think you're a little bit creepy. Like, you're going to sneak up and do something like, hey, you know what date smells like? Ether. No, that's no good. If you do that, the order will disown you. Walk around the front of the car. Open her door. Let her out. Walk her upstairs or whatever to her front door. And you tell her, thank you very much for coming out on me on this night, lovely lady. And then if she offers you a kiss, that's fantastic. If she doesn't, don't you dare try to push that. If she don't think you deserve a kiss, you do not push that you get a kiss. Do not force yourself. That is wrong. Then you go home, you play a little PlayStation or video game type systems, and you have yourself a good night. That's how you properly treat a lady, dear children. That's how you properly treat a lady. Now, gentlemen, your Uncle Latimer has to go once more. I have to read over a dead body. But you be good. Remember to treat those ladies right on a date. Remember your bathroom etiquette. And we're on the steps to making you all proper gentlemen in the order. So Uncle Latimer, out. Toodles.